Good morning. Well, I hope you're all sated after a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope that you still this morning feel you have so many wonderful things for which to be grateful. And one of those things that we can be grateful for is the beauty and the richness of the Torah. And this week's portion finds us welcoming into the world the twins, Jacob and Esau. Of course, their mother Rebecca and their father Isaac. And this becomes one of the central narratives of the book of Genesis. And as we know, we are in fact all the children of Israel, the children of Jacob. And ultimately, Jacob really becomes the founding father in the most real way of the children of Israel, according to Jewish tradition. But this week, the portion begins by telling us that Rebecca, like Sarah before her, was unable to bear children. And she ultimately becomes pregnant and has twins. And we learn that the twins tussle in her womb. And while that's happening, she asks the following question: Lama ze anochi? Three simple words in Hebrew that have a rather profound meaning. Basically, why do I exist? What is my purpose? Why am I here on this earth? And this really gives rise to a whole thread of interpretation that I think offers us some wonderful meaning. First of all, it has rich meaning when we consider the fact that anybody who becomes a parent, and especially a mother who has to carry a child or children to term, can find it easy to lose themselves and their personal identity in the pregnancy and in giving birth and in raising their children. And on one level, that's what Rebecca is in fact asking. Why do I exist? Am I merely someone meant to carry these kids to term? We can also begin to understand how Rebecca went to answer that question and maybe cast a more positive light on what Rebecca ultimately does, which is, at least according to the plain meaning of the narrative, finds a way to help her son, Jacob, deceive Isaac and receive the birthright that was intended for Esau. Rebecca, in answering the question, why do I exist, perhaps understands that her destiny is to ensure that the covenantal blessing that's passed from one generation to the other goes to Jacob. True, we could ask all sorts of questions in a modern lens about how is that fair and how can you justify that? But in the mind of Rebecca, she comes to see her role as essential to the destiny of the children of Israel. Really, without Rebecca's role, as unpalatable as it might be, we would not have the children of Israel. Rebecca takes an affirmative role in helping to see to it that Jacob inherits the blessing as opposed to Esau. Why did she do this? Well, she may have intuited or saw, in fact, that Isaac very much preferred Esau for a whole variety of reasons and felt that she needed to tip the scales to at least help Jacob in this regard, and the text hints at that. Perhaps she, just as a mother, had a particular closeness and richness of relationship with Jacob, and therefore understood that she needed to hold him close and help be his champion. Or maybe she intuited that she really was serving a divine purpose in helping to make sure that the covenantal blessing, so crucial to the story of Genesis, continues through Jacob. In either way, we begin this week's portion with an obviously existential question. Why do I exist? Asks Rebecca. She finds a way to navigate treacherous waters between the two twins and finds a way to ensure that the destiny of the children of Israel comes to pass. Maybe it's a lesson about taking agency, that we need to be the ones who determine our own future and shape our own destiny. And maybe Rebecca asking that question aloud gives her the inspiration to do this as she helps champion the cause of Jacob. Just a little something to think about on this Shabbat. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you in the Gore Sanctuary tonight at 6:15. We'll have a wonderful service. Even in the midst of a busy Thanksgiving weekend, I hope you'll find time to come and join us. Shabbat Shalom.